You know that feeling when you're completely alone in a room, but somehow you just know you're not really alone? That weird moment, that strange sensation, like someone's watching you, but there's nobody there. Like a voice is whispering to you, but you can't hear a damn thing. And right there, in that quiet, dark, terrifying moment, you realize something. There's something else living inside you, another presence, another consciousness, and it's been trying to talk to you for years, but you never listened. Today, I'm going to show you something. But first, I need to warn you. What you're about to see might disturb you. It might make you uncomfortable. It might keep you up at night. Because what we're doing today isn't some simple psychology test. This is a journey into the depths of your soul. And once you start, once you crack open that door, there's no going back. You can't unlearn what you're about to discover. You can't unsee the truth you're about to face. I'm going to ask you a question right now, and the answer to this question is going to reveal something about who you are, about who you really are, something nobody has ever told you before. Are you ready? Are you really ready? Because some truths, once you learn them, your life is never the same again. Here's the question. There are 5 different paths in front of you. Each one goes in a different direction. Each one opens to a different truth. And you, right now, have to decide which one you're going to choose. But pay attention. This choice isn't just about picking a path. This choice is going to reveal the secret your soul has been hiding in its deepest corner. So which path would you choose? Now, for us to keep creating this experience for you, for us to keep producing these deep, transformative pieces of content, we need something small from you. Hit that like button. Subscribe, leave a comment. It's that simple. You watch, we create. Fair enough, right? Then let's get started. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and now imagine this. You're walking through a dark forest, leaves crunching under your feet, the howling wind hitting your ears, and in front of you, 5 different trails, each one stretching in a different direction, each one opening to a different truth. But which one? Which one is real? Which one is a lie? And which one is going to take you to your true self? Are you ready? Then let's meet the first path. The first path, stretching out in front of you, is made entirely of stone. Old stones, stones that have been sitting there for centuries, walked on by countless people, worn down but solid. When you look at this path, you feel something. Trust, stability, predictability. This path is telling you something. It's saying, I'm here. I've always been here, and I'll always be here. If this path is calling to you, your soul is trying to tell you something critical. You're tired. You're tired of change. You're tired of uncertainty. You're tired of constantly starting over, constantly rebuilding, constantly adapting. And now, somewhere deep inside, you're longing for something. Continuity, permanence, something that doesn't change. The person who chooses this path has usually experienced way too much instability in their life. Maybe you moved around constantly as a kid. Maybe your relationships always ended too soon. Maybe you changed jobs all the time. And at some point, your subconscious made a decision. Enough. I want to put down roots somewhere now. I want to hold on to something now. I don't want to be lost anymore. But here's where there's a trap. Because the stone path promises you stability, but it also promises you something else, unchangeability. And unchangeability, in other words, means being frozen. It means turning to stone. It means losing your aliveness. Psychologically, this path represents the need for secure attachment, but when it goes too far, it turns into rigidity. It turns into loss of flexibility. And one day, you wake up and you realize that the price you paid for stability was your freedom. The thing you gave up for security was your life. If this is your path, your soul is asking you a question. Do you need continuity, or are you just running from change? Because there's a huge difference between those two things, and that difference determines whether this path is going to take you to peace or to prison. But don't decide yet, because the other paths you're about to see might change everything. Maybe you're going to question everything you're thinking right now. But first, we need to see the second path.
The second path is completely covered in mist. You can't see ahead of you. You take one step, and you don't know where that step is going to take you. Is there ground? Is there a cliff? You don't know. You can't see. But strangely, this doesn't scare you. Actually, it excites you. If this path is pulling you in, something inside you is screaming at you, I don't want to know. I don't want to see. I don't want to plan. I just want to live. I just want to feel. I just want to exist without thinking about the outcome. The person who chooses this path has usually lived a life under extreme control. Everything planned, everything predicted, everything safe. But that safety has turned into a prison. And now the wild, uncontrolled, unpredictable part inside you is waking up and telling you, enough. I want to jump into uncertainty now. I want to not know now. I don't want to be in control anymore. Psychologically, this path represents the call of the unconscious. It represents the desire to let go of the ego's control, the desire to go beyond logic, to trust your intuition, to surrender to the flow. But be careful, because this path has a shadow side. Uncertainty looks like freedom, but it also carries the risk of getting lost, the risk of losing direction, the risk of losing yourself. Walking in the mist seems romantic until you actually get lost, until you actually can't tell where you are anymore, until you actually can't find your way back. This path requires courage, but not blind courage, conscious courage. Being ready to get lost, but not to completely disappear. Being ready to let go of control, but not to completely lose yourself. If this is your path, ask yourself this: do you want to jump into uncertainty, or do you want to escape from your responsibilities? Because the difference between those two things determines whether this path is going to take you to freedom or to chaos. And here's something you need to understand. The mist isn't your enemy. The mist is just showing you that you've been living in false clarity for too long. that the certainty you thought you had was always an illusion anyway, that control was always just a story you told yourself to feel safe. But now you're ready to let go of that story. Now you're ready to admit that you never really knew what was going to happen next. And that's okay. That's more than okay. That's the truth. And the truth, even when it's uncertain, even when it's foggy, even when it scares the hell out of you, is still better than a comfortable lie.
The third path is shattered, broken. Pieces are missing. In some places there are huge holes. In some places there are sharp edges. Looking at this path hurts because this path reminds you of something. Your own brokenness, your own wound, your own pain. If this path is calling to you, your soul is telling you something honest. You're broken, and it's time to accept that. Stop pretending you're okay. Stop acting like you're strong. Stop claiming that everything is fine, because it's not. And that's normal, and that's acceptable, and that's what being human means. The person who chooses this path has usually experienced trauma, deep, unprocessed, suppressed trauma. And for years, they've tried to ignore this trauma. They've tried to cover it up. They've tried to claim they've healed. But trauma doesn't disappear. It just goes deeper, and it waits there, waiting to be noticed, waiting to be processed, waiting to be integrated. Psychologically, this path represents confronting the shadow, confronting the pain, having the courage to pick up your broken pieces. And here's the most important part. This path is telling you something. Being broken is not weakness. Being broken is humanity, and light seeps through the broken places. But this path also has a shadow side. The danger of getting lost in pain. The danger of making trauma your identity. The danger of going from saying, "I'm a broken person," to saying, "I'm nothing but my broken pieces." Pain is transformative, but only if you process it. If you stay in it, it just consumes you. If this is your path, your soul is telling you this. It's time to face it now. It's time to feel it now. It's time to heal now. But real healing, not superficial, deep, from the root, permanent. And let me tell you something else. The broken path isn't asking you to fix yourself. It's not asking you to become whole in the way you think wholeness means. It's asking you to accept that brokenness is part of wholeness, that your cracks are part of your beauty, that your scars are proof that you survived something that could have destroyed you. This path is saying, stop trying to be unbroken. Stop trying to go back to who you were before the pain, because that person doesn't exist anymore. And that's not a tragedy. That's evolution. You're not supposed to be the same person you were before you got hurt. You're supposed to be someone who carries their wounds with dignity. Someone who knows that being shattered and being strong aren't opposites. They're the same thing.
The fourth path is bright, really bright. It's glowing like it's made of gold, bathed in sunlight, everything is clear, everything is obvious, everything is perfect. When you look at this path, you feel something: hope, peace, the promise of salvation. This path is telling you, come here, there's no pain here, there's no darkness here, there's only light here. If this path is pulling you in, your soul is telling you something. I'm tired. I'm tired of the darkness. I'm tired of the pain. I'm tired of the struggle. I just want peace now. I just want light now. I just want goodness now. The person who chooses this path has usually seen too much darkness. They've experienced too much pain, and at some point they made a decision. Enough. I'm only going to focus on positive things now. I'm only going to see the light now. I'm going to ignore the darkness now. And this is where the danger starts, because this path is promising you something: enlightenment. But real enlightenment isn't this. Real enlightenment isn't running from the darkness. Real enlightenment is integrating the darkness. It's accepting the shadow. It's owning the broken pieces. Psychologically, this path represents spiritual bypassing. It represents using positive thinking as a weapon. It represents using spirituality to escape from pain. And this is dangerous, because everything you suppress comes back one day. Every darkness you ignore explodes one day. The shadow side of this path is false wholeness. It's superficial peace. It's light without depth. You think you're walking in the light, but actually, you've just closed your eyes to the darkness. And one day, inevitably, the darkness is going to find you, and then you're going to be caught unprepared. If this is your path, ask yourself honestly, are you really walking toward the light, or are you running from the darkness? Because those two things aren't the same. One requires courage, the other just requires denial. Here's what most people don't understand about the light. Real light doesn't exist without darkness. You can't have one without the other. They're not opposites. They're partners. They're two sides of the same coin. And when you try to have only light, when you try to eliminate all darkness from your life, you're not becoming enlightened. You're becoming incomplete. The light path looks beautiful from a distance. It looks like salvation. It looks like the answer to everything. But when you get close, when you actually step onto it, you realize something unsettling. This light is too bright. It's blinding you. It's making you unable to see the nuances, the shades of gray, the complexity of being human. And eventually, you're going to have to make a choice. Keep walking in this blinding light and lose your ability to see reality, or step back into the shadows and learn to carry both light and darkness inside you.
And now we come to the fifth path. This path is strange, because this path doesn't go straight. It circles back. It loops back on itself. It draws a circle. And when you look at it, You notice that the people walking on this path keep returning to the same place. They keep coming back to the same point. They keep repeating the same mistakes. If this path feels familiar to you, your soul is telling you a painful truth. You're in a loop. You're living the same relationship, just with different people. You're making the same mistake, just in different ways. You're feeling the same pain, just at different times, and you can't seem to get out. The person who chooses this path usually has awareness, but doesn't have change. They know, they see, they understand, but they can't change, because change requires more than knowing. Change requires courage. Change requires pain. Change requires the old self to die. Psychologically, this path represents the repetition compulsion. It represents unprocessed trauma, dragging you back to the same experiences. It represents the unconscious, condemning you to the same patterns. And here's the most painful part. You see it, you know it, but you just can't stop. The shadow side of this path is helplessness. It's the disease of fatalism. It's saying, this is just who I am. It's saying, I can't change. It's saying, I'm always going to be like this. And that's the biggest lie, because every person can change. Every person can transform, but only if they really want to. If this is your path, your soul is giving you one last chance. A chance to break the cycle. A chance to change the pattern. A chance to do something different. But to use this chance, you need to accept something. Change hurts, but not changing hurts more. Here's what you need to understand about this circular path. You're not walking in circles because you're stupid. You're not repeating the same patterns because you're weak. You're doing it because some part of you is trying to heal something. Some part of you is trying to master something you couldn't master the first time. Some part of you is saying, maybe this time it'll be different. Maybe this time I'll get it right. Maybe this time I'll finally understand. But here's the truth. It's never going to be different until you become different. The pattern isn't going to change until you change. The cycle isn't going to break until you break it. And breaking it doesn't mean trying harder. It doesn't mean being smarter. It doesn't mean being stronger. It means being willing to feel the pain you've been avoiding. It means being willing to face the truth you've been denying. It means being willing to let go of the person you've been and become someone new.
So there you have it. 5 paths, 5 different truths, 5 different confrontations. The stone path promising you continuity. The mist path offering you uncertainty. The broken path promising you transformation. The light path promising you peace. And the circular path sending you a warning. None of them is right. None of them is wrong. They're just different. And the path you're drawn to says something profound about where you are right now in your journey, about what you need, about what you're ready for, about what you're still afraid of. Maybe 5 years ago, you would have chosen the stone path. Today, you're standing in front of the mist path. Tomorrow, you might find yourself at the broken path. And that's not inconsistency, that's growth. That's evolution. That's proof that you're not stuck, that you're moving, even when it doesn't feel like it. So now I want to know, which path called to you? Which one woke something up inside you?
Which one made you uncomfortable? Tell me in the comments, which path would you choose and why? What did you feel? What did you remember? What did you realize? And remember this, the path you choose today isn't the path you'll choose forever. This is just your next step, your current truth, your current need. Tomorrow, you can choose a different path. You can face a different truth. You can be a different version of yourself. Because in the end, all 5 paths lead to the same place. To you, the real you. The you from before the world told you who to be. The path is just the vehicle, but the journey, that's all yours. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having the courage to look at these paths. Thank you for having the courage to think. And remember, whatever path you choose, whatever direction you go, you're not alone. We're all in the same forest. We're all standing in front of our own paths. We're all trying to find the courage to walk. One question remains. Are you going to stand here forever, or are you finally going to start walking? Because the paths have opened, the mist has cleared, the truth is visible. Now all you need to do is take the first step. Just one step, just one choice, just one moment. But that moment is going to change everything. And if you want to take this journey with me, if you want to go deeper, if you want to discover more truth, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, because this isn't just a video. This is a journey, and the journey continues with you. Now go, choose your path, and start walking. Because life isn't what's waiting for you at the end of the road. Life is what you experience while you're walking. And it's time to walk. The paths are open, the choice is yours, and the journey has already begun.